Yo, yo,
So,
yo.
it's love, man. Love. How is everyone?
Everyone is um, battling anger with different group chats, but it's all good.
Oh, what do you mean? What's going on?
Um, some people don't want to speak up. Not gonna say where, but they don't want to
That's
say
it.
too much.
I already
They
know
have
what
their
group chat
opinion. They
that
have
is.
everything made up. It's just they want to keep it on the low. But they send pictures here and there. Just like I ain't calling it.
What? Black Square Gang?
What?
Black Square Gang. That's what I call them. Post a black square and don't do nothing.
No, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about the other ones. The one who
The
oppose.
other one.
They'll post one or two pictures here and there and then keep it moving.
See,
You gotta, it's only good, it's good vibes only, man, honestly. That's one thing this year's taught me.
how you doing, Demi? What's new?
I'm
What's
good,
good?
bro. Yeah, it's good in the hood. I was just thinking, like, we don't, it's interesting because when you said you wanted to discuss how everyone's been these last few days, it's just interesting. We don't tell each other enough that, like, we love each other. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like, I love you, man. But it's just, it's interesting that we don't say it enough.
Pause, nigga.
No, that's it. I mean, this is why we don't tell each other.
Nah, I'm playing. I love you guys too, man. We should say it more. I think it's a taboo in our culture in a way. I don't know. Like,
No,
we
it
don't
definitely
really
is.
do that type of thing.
Well, there was a time if you said that to Eman, you'd have to put no homo on the end.
No, it's just you, Demi. You've done some terrible things by showing me trailers that don't need to be seen.
What
And
trailers?
from that, don't do that, fam.
Oh, okay. You know what? I already know.
From that day, I've just been.
But I want to ask.
No.
Basically, you know the film Shank.
Yes.
So there was Shank the film, and then there was another version, Shank, and that one was a bit more to the homosexual side.
It weren't
So
Eman's wheelhouse.
yeah, so it was a bunch of young individuals who were just a bit gay, and at that time it wasn't really the norm.
A bit.
Oh my god.
Nah, bro, like you just can't be stepping. No, actually, we're not gonna talk about
This
it.
episode's off to a blinder already.
It was just
What, we
completely
were like
different.
14, man. I was just messing.
That's jokes. But no, it's
But
good
yeah, I messed with the wrong one.
Fair enough.
Eman was not having it. I only did it to
wasn't.
him because someone did it to me.
Oh, Pete. You know them ones where you got to share
Yeah,
the pain?
you can't. Facts. I think that was Tim. You know how Tim's coming already.
Oh, yeah,
Love that
for
man,
real.
but yeah, no, it's good to see everyone's doing well, keeping healthy. Yeah, it's been a mad few weeks, but I feel like we're coming to the end of it. Restaurants and bars, pubs are opening next week. You know how them man get. They've been like, open my pubs.
Them man are probably already in there, but on a covert thing.
Yeah, one lost their licensing, the alcohol licensing for that reason. So they opened it up and then boom.
I don't feel so. I don't. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I was about to say I don't feel bad for them. Like it's, you know the rules, but money happy make, as the Bonnet would say.
For real, dog.
So yeah, just so shout out to my boy Harris. Collins, you know him well. Eman, I'm sure you met him once, but if you can't remember, that's fine. But he sent a video and he just wanted to get our opinion on it, which is interesting because it's nice to see people also sending in potential topics as well. Mm-hmm. Collins, you watched the video, so I'm just going to get your opinion on it or how you felt. Before you start, I thought it was a load of BS, but carry on.
I'm glad you said that because I didn't want to be the guy to start off. I understand the sentiment and I appreciate Harris's input because obviously it's very good to understand and hear what people will have to say. But
before you say, I don't think Harris necessarily agrees with the video. What's being said, he just found it interesting and wanted to get our opinion on it.
It's definitely a good talking point. I do though feel like the video was just a bunch of white tears.
What was the video actually about? Because I was a bit confused.
That's a fact as well. Like I don't really know what his point was as well. It's like
because it seemed like he was who was the guy who was doing the news anchor? That guy. Pretty much, there was a news anchor. He was talking about how like white people are coming to help black people.
Mm-hmm.
There are some black individuals who feel like they are appropriating what they're doing.
It was Bill Maher.
Bill Maher, yeah, and it's just like, what? Like it didn't make sense to me at all. It was just like, okay, if there's white people who want to help us, you know,
they just don't know how. Essentially, is what the video is trying to say. But
I think he was highlighting the fact that
years. Sorry, say that again, Demi.
I was saying we've been telling man how to help us for 400 years. Like, my issue with it was the fact that he was trying to say, "Oh, if someone tweets all lives matter, it's not racism, it's ignorance." I don't give a damn. Like, you already know what time it is if you tweet that. Like, there's so much you can do to educate yourselves. How many times have you seen posts where we said just because we're saying BLM doesn't mean lives of other races don't matter? It's ridiculous.
I think my takeaway from it is exactly your sentiment, Demi, but also it just kind of sounded a bit lazy and like a bit whiny, because he was talking about saying how he doesn't know how to protest, so whether if they're doing too much or doing too little. And my rebuttal is that if you're for the cause, I'm just going to assume you have at least one black friend. So if you feel like you're posting something that you're not too sure about, just ask them, because they're going to tell you whether or not that's going to be OTT or if you're going to come across stepping on people's toes. And that's really the way around it. Like,
and I'm really actually quite, I'm pleased with Harris that because that's what Harris did. Harris yesterday said, yo, bro, I've seen this video. What do you think on it? And then we had a really good discussion. Harris is white. I think he'd identify himself as white, and he was like, yo, like, how do you actually feel about this? Like, how can I help? He asked me, not necessarily trying to get.
Is Harris the tall one with glasses?
No, that's Marco.
Oh, all right.
But
shout out to Marco.
Yeah, shout out to Marco. That's a real G. Shout out to the Özil lookalike. But
2 dots on my ops like Özil. What was the bar again?
Say MVP, man of the match.
Man came through the 90-minute screamer.
For real, man. Scored in the last minute. Are you dumb?
For real.
Yeah, it's just that. It is just that. Like, if you're white, speak to your black friends. Like, we'll tell you how we feel. That whatever his name, that video wasn't it, man. It just weren't. You weren't saying anything. There's nothing that I wouldn't necessarily share it again. The only reason I shared it is because Harris wanted to speak on it, and me and Harris actually had a healthy conversation, which we always do. Like, Harris will always ask if something's going on. Like, yo, bro, how do you feel? How is it? How can I help? He's always willing to ask those questions, but. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that video, especially when he said about the All Lives Matter thing, and it was just like, nah, bro, there's so much out there that you can do in order to educate yourselves, and just, people just need to start speaking to their black friends.
For real, it's not our job to necessarily educate,
and that is
people,
true as well.
But
that's why I said,
do you know what I mean? Well. But at the same time, it is good because if it's your friend, you're more willing to tell them just so that they know. And I mean, at the end of the day, I know it is annoying, but there's not only going to be progress if we're, available to have this uncomfortable dialogue, because, you know what I mean? If not, we're going to continue to be prejudiced. But I think it does lend to the next topic quite well as far as, so for people who don't know, the video is called Guardians of Gotcha. And essentially it's talking about, cancel culture and people potentially being cancelled, and if, people are cancelling things in the right way. And I think you made a mention of it, Demi, like a lot of shows, music, basically stuff that's happened in the past is being resurrected.
Yo, the way
Go on.
The way Amar put it yesterday was perfect. Like, we just asked for the police to be cool. All this is, these men are doing backflips. Like,
yeah.
Oh, man.
So, like, I saw a headline.
Sorry, go on.
That's all right, bro. I saw a headline. This is just one example of many. I saw a headline saying that The Simpsons they're gonna get rid of any people of color voice characters who are white. So, for example, Apu's voice character in real life is a white man. They're gonna get rid of him in order for him to be colored. And like, I understand the sentiment, but is that really what we're looking for?
We're just asking for equality, man. These man will do anything but give that to us. Like, I'm not asking for someone who a voice actor that I quite like on Big Mouth. Jenny Slate, I want to say her name is. She stepped down because she voices a black character.
Who does she voice?
I love that. The black character in Big Mouth. I don't know if you
Oh,
watch
the one with the
show.
braces.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
I'm not like, I like that character and I like Jenny Slate, so I don't have a problem with it really. Again, same for Cleveland in
The Family Guy as well.
stepping. Like, I'm not asking for that. I like the character. I've never had an issue. I mean, some people might have a problem. Think, oh, you know what? It's high time that sort of stuff happens. But them man weren't doing it before. So why are you making a change now?
It's a slippery slope.
Because then you start making us look mad.
Because that's the problem with all these changes. People say, "Oh, look, it's the BLM moving mad," but in reality, that's not what we're really even asking for.
No.
So it's not good.
You man change. Oh, do you know who's annoying me the most as well? Brooklyn Nine-Nine have said that it's not going to be a police-centered show anymore, and that's
Really?
where I told the line. Yeah, in season 8 they don't want it to be police-centered. I said, you know what, you man.
It's the 99th precinct. Like, what are they gonna?
What's gonna happen?
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
For starters, they're not necessarily police. Like, they're detectives, so them man are necessary. They're the ones that work out murders and X, Y, and Z. And the show is so good in how it deals. The cast is so diverse as well. Like, they cover so many different topics in a funny way. They do not need to not be police. Like, that will probably turn me off the show.
It's pandering to the next degree. This is designer level pander, fam. Like, this is just
real.
We don't need that. Designer level pander.
But it's embarrassing. Eman, how do you feel about it?
They've done it for the LGBT. They've catered towards them in every single way, but I think cancel culture doesn't actually make sense in itself. If we talk about cancel culture first, then we'll get back to the whole topic of thing. Cancel culture doesn't make sense for the basis that, let's talk about our favorite character today, Donald Trump, right? Donald Trump, he's done a madness already. He said grab him by the pussy, he still became president. He's said make America great again, but majority of these companies outsource products, resources from outside of the United States. Now he's being caught up with the pedophilia case, with the settlement of whatever he did to those young individuals. Of course, he settled, but that's coming out. He's not necessarily being cancelled. Somebody like R. Kelly, yes, he needed to be cancelled. He's in prison. But there are some songs out there who people still enjoy. People are still playing, regardless of what just happened. That's one case. So bringing it up to the Black Lives Matter situation, some things need to be cancelled, but you really need to take into consideration to what extent. Because if The Simpsons, it's theater, They have to go to a level of knowledge and understanding of the character. Okay, so he's an Asian. So Apple is Indian. I'm assuming he's Indian. Yeah, he's Indian. What do Indian people do? They have their convenience stores. How do they manage their convenience stores? They tell people, hello, good morning, whatever, come back again, X, Y, and Z. That person's gone to the extent to actually learn the character. Cleveland Brown, they've had the conversation. They've gone to the Black communities. They know about this. Of course, now that in that situation, yes, there should be a person who's Black and they should do the voiceover, because that's how they grew up and that's the life they know. But I mean, it's a very fine line, especially with theatre. It's a very fine line because they have to go into those roles and they have to know exactly what they're doing. Brooklyn Nine-Nine started off as, as the police thing. Now you're going to turn around and say, because of Black Lives Matter, we stand with it and we're not going to make it, about police for the next season. I mean, who are you trying to piss off?
For real.
who like, the thing is, if the majority of your customer base, yes, let's just say they're white individuals and they're not necessarily watching, and they're watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine. And there's a lot of black people who watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. They know they've been watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine from the very start, meaning that they want to see what their product is. I mean, it's like I'm selling apple juice, and then I say, oh, because the UK can't produce apples anymore. Sorry, we source our apples from Spain, and we're trying to be British. We're going to sell orange juice. I'm going to lose my customers.
Yeah.
So I think they have to take that into consideration. There's a lot in terms of a conversation. There's the business that you have to talk about. Then you have to talk about the product that you're actually selling. And to turn around and then say, okay, cancel it because, we're trying to focus, we're trying to adhere to the black people, to this and that. Kind of doesn't make sense. If you put a black police officer as a main character, I don't watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but if you put that as a main character and he's a police officer, you're going to now cancel it. Or you're going to keep it because now we have black individuals. We're now very much diverse. Do you get what I'm saying? So to me, it doesn't make sense. It's even with like the CW situation. You have white superheroes, and then they turn around and give Black Lightning. So they adjusted to it. They said, okay, let's give Black Lightning because that's a black character. And then people are more likely to watch this, and we're going to cater to the black community. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're going to offer the opportunities to the black actors, to the young actors, so they can now step up. They can now sharpen up their game, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But then to turn around and say, okay, cool, Arrow's not going to be black no more. Sorry, it's not going to be white. It's going to be black. Doesn't make sense.
Do you know what it is?
Even with Barry Allen and Wally West, the way they made Wally West black was it was superb. He was a black Flash. Did you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, it felt natural. It felt real.
Exactly, it was natural. It was real. So then to turn around and just say cancel it, I mean, you're going to get cancelled. Your whole entire business is going to go off. So
I heard that.
There's no point in retrospectively cancelling stuff. There is and there isn't. Like, some things have happened, and obviously a lot of it is problematic, but some things have existed just off the basis of existing. The real like key is to make sure moving forward, like you said, they made Black Lightning. Like you said, moving forward, we've got to create opportunities for black people to have the chance of getting there. Because at the end of the day, if you turn around and say, oh, this white actor, you got to leave your job for a black person, but a black person isn't as qualified as a white person, are you getting a job off of merit or off of being black? And that's where
it doesn't necessarily mean you're the best for the role either.
That's where the slippery slope comes in, because you're just getting it because of your pigmentation and not because you're qualified for it. And that's not what we want. We actually just want the opportunity to be able to actually get it. So getting rid of people who have the job already, it's not the solution. Do you know what I mean? So it's an interesting topic though. Very, very strange times. People are doing too much.
Just don't do backflips, man. That's what I'm going to say.
It's for real.
It's the fact that you say backflips. It's actually a funny concept. People are just out here oh, no, we're going to change it right now. Black people are here. We're diverse. So I
as a black person, I'm confused as well. I'm like, yo, this isn't what we asked for. You asked the police to be cool and for equality. They didn't ask you to get rid of my favorite characters in TV shows.
Yeah.
No one's got a sign that says that. No one's like, yo, make Brooklyn Nine-Nine not about the police. No one's gone to a BLM protest and had that as their sign. So no one is asking for that, bro.
But then again, I feel like the LGBT has taken that very much approach where they've put their stamp, in every single sort of walk of life at the moment. Every single community, every single product we know of today, the LGBT has a stamp on it. So then,
I think everyone deserves to be represented, though.
Everyone deserves to be represented, but I feel like the LGBT has a completely different sort of game and approach. And it's like, you look into it, right now we're in the month of the LGBT month. You know, whether you choose to celebrate it or not, that's up to you. Pride month. But you look at the NHS, you look at their lanyards, all of them are rainbows. You look at banks, Santander, Eon. You look everywhere. The rainbow is everywhere, bro. It's out there, loud and proud. No pun intended. So then, when it comes to like, okay, how do we approach this for the Black community? I think they're taking the same approach, but I think the Black community knows what they want first. I think they know what they want, and people are willing to offer it. It's just there is, of course, they've had a long time to adjust, but I think right now it's to the extent they have to have that discussion. They have to have a discussion of, to the extent, what do we change? What is the immediate change and what is the long-term change? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if there is the competition of two individuals who are coming for a job, and we feel as if the Black person can do that job to a better quality, then I'm going to hire the Black person. If not, then I'm just going to hire the white person. It doesn't necessarily matter because it's for equal opportunity. But if they're both the same and we're just like, you know what, we're going to get this individual because we feel like she will definitely take this company forward. And more importantly, she'll bring something. I'm speaking about her, but like let's just say it's a Black woman. We'll say, okay, cool. She'll bring her culture, her abilities as well. And at least we'll be learning on the job as well about Black culture, about Black people, about X, Y, and Z. So then if we do hire another Black person, then everything is just moving. All the cogs are nice and oiled and they're moving together. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to a certain extent, yes, we do need to change, but to the extent is the most important thing they need to be discussing about.
Yeah. No, I hear that. Just, again, it goes back to our point really on we just want to be represented. We want to be equal. We're not asking for certain things. So, Hollywood, stop doing backflips is what I'm going to say. Third topic. So this came to my mind after, a long... So we've been doing this for a while, 4 years now. I was just thinking, like, do you need our cosign in direct if you're popping?
You do, fam.
You do.
It's not even a question.
Fam,
I think it's gotten to that stage.
You come here first. No, before you go clear, you come here first. X Factor, Axe, you come here first. The people are making albums, you come here first.
We've been telling. Most influential.
No, we're not telling, we're forcing you to.
Fam, it's a fact. If you don't know, now you know.
Now you know.
Have you seen that Dr. Eman video? Facts.
Facts.
Nah, that's real. And I love that we've all got the same energy on this. Nah, it's real, man. Look at all the people that have, and to their own credit, it's not that they came on here and that's why they blew, but they've come on here and they recognize real. And the list is as long as my arm now at this point. You come on here, it's only right. We invite you on, we have a good discussion. More time you blow after that. And we're very good. I think one thing we don't give ourselves enough credit for is we're very good at seeing, they're next. You know what I mean?
From early.
We pick them and that's it. Out of here. And they show love. They know what time it is. They know if you're popping...
We're the Illuminati. What? Is that what you're saying?
Maybe, man.
They come here, they do a podcast and they
Billie
go
Eilish.
That's Billie Eilish.
Billie Eilish, H and then man, J1. You already know what time it is.
That's hilarious.
The industry plant for the industry plants. BBC Three already know what time it is, man. They show love.
Shout out to the BBC.
Yeah.
But
we got to the BBC.
And the reason I thought about it is as well, shout out to Jay Gully. Holy Water is a fantastic song and his single before this. But we put him on the playlist and he showed love. So I was like, yo, you know what? Maybe these man know, like, you need the cosign.
Also, like, sometimes, I mean, if they want to come in, they can. I mean, they don't have to, but I mean, it
Yeah.
does. I mean, it's great to have a conversation as well, and to see people's dreams and discuss
Come
about their
true,
dreams. But
fact. That's a fact.
especially like support, like even if you're like getting one or two individuals who are following you, and then you have someone who has, like, for example, ourselves, we have 200 followers on Instagram, right?
Mm,
And then they just get that coach, and it's just like, oh, thanks, man. Like,
for real.
you don't know how their day is, so that
Mm.
just showing love, just uplifting them, and just giving their art a platform to shine. Then I mean,
That's
it is
what
something.
that's what it is.
And that's what we be doing. And it's just interesting because I think now we're in a place like we're really coming from strength to strength to strength, week on week. Like it's getting to the point where it's like relentless now. Like you see how well we're doing. People are asking to come on. We're not even necessarily asking them. People are showing love. They know how sick it is. And I think it's a testament to how serious I think we've taken it this year because we've not missed a week. So consistency is
That's
the
true.
key.
We've not missed a single week. This is the most consistent we've been. Lads.
Progress.
That is it's a good look. I'm very proud of us.
It's looking lovely on the Insta, so much. And the opportunities we've given people as well, like you look at our talent showcase, phenomenal. That's what
Very,
I'm saying.
very
You're
good.
saying MVP, man.
Shout out to Saint once again.
Yeah, man.
No,
Shouts to him.
he shelled it, man. Honestly, but it's those moments we're looking for. You know what I mean? To really give someone an opportunity to shine. Like I don't. It's one of those things, when like a young footballer comes on and they come on and they score the winning goal. That's how I feel when we give people their chance to shine.
Yeah, me
And
too.
that's what. There's a healthy environment as well. No one comes on and complains and says, it's a fun place to come as well because we'll never be the place that will ask the difficult questions. That's not us. But it's fun. Like I genuinely feel like, when we make it, which we will, and we have celebs on here, X, Y, and Z, they'll know like, yo, this is the fun interview. This is where, you come to get your jokes off. You be yourself 100% authentic. Because, again, it goes back to real, recognize real.
For real, man.
So
Absolutely.
sometimes you just need to pat yourself on the back.
How long have we
did that.
When is our anniversary, Demi? When did we start this? Do you know? Like the specific date?
I think I could find the first episode because that's back when it was anything and everything. So we'd have to see. But it was around. It would have been around about this time, really.
Yeah, I was thinking at the beginning of 2016.
Yeah, it was second term, so after Christmas.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just hit our stride, man. Obviously, MIT Radio as well, classic. I was even just going through like our episodes and our history and just how many we have that have gone above 100. Because it's crazy because you're technically asking people to listen to you for an hour. That's insane.
It's a long time.
You wouldn't normally, yeah. And they've not got anything to add because when you think about what a podcast is, they've not got anything to add. They just have to sit there and listen to you. The fact that they choose to sit there and listen to you is crazy.
I know. The first album that we discussed was Future, by Future, and that was February time. Yeah. So we've been doing this for about three.
But yeah,
3.5.
when you include when we changed switched up and became Culture and Sound, and then even that, that's crazy. You have to really rebrand again to like actually find yourself as well as a product. I say I'm more than confident to say we worked best as Made in Chafford Podcast. That's the brand, that's the family. So yeah, it's crazy that we've gotten to this point. And even on top of that, just to add to what you said, the rebrand which we've gone through to get to the final product.
Yeah, I mean, it will continue. It will continue to evolve. You never know. This might not even be the last.
It might not be our final form.
So, you fools! You thought this is my final form. Bro,
I also just want to use this as an opportunity because I don't think we've done it yet. Shout out to Vincent, man! What a sick guy. Obviously, messaged him. I think within a week. If you don't know, the reason why we have a website now, fully functioning website, which operates itself. We don't even have to do anything. It's because of our good friend Vincent, man. Just have to shout out to him. That's love.
Shouts
like
to him, man.
do you know what? I don't think we talk about this enough, but people who are just pure-hearted. Like, we didn't ask Vincent to do that just out of his own heart. Just said, he created a Instagram group chat and was like, "Yo, boys, I've made you a website." I was like, huh?
Yeah, man.
It was on our list of things to create, but I didn't think it would happen this soon. But
Absolutely.
that's you know what that is. I spoke to Vincent and he said, "Yo, I see the vision. Like, I can see it clear. Like, the trajectory you man are on, you have to show love.
Yeah,
You
man.
have to have your way in as well. You have to do something." Vincent's too dope. I
Shouts to
man.
you, bro.
praise
Shouts
him
to
enough,
Vincent.
man.
Thank you very much, Vincent.
Yo.
But yeah,
I
if you
have to
guys don't
say,
know, just visit the website. All of our episodes are there. All of our playlists are
full
there.
content, yes, it's so lovely. It's better than, and it's nicer. It's cleaner than having a link tree as well, because
Yeah,
it's like everything's there.
exactly.
You can't if you want to see all of our content, it's all there in one place for you to see.
Find it easily. It's the same. The what's it called? It looks good on the mobile phone as well. So it's exactly set
he
up
did his
for
thing,
that.
man.
So yeah, just visit it whenever you need any of our content.
He went inside, but he's not going yard.
He what?
Going inside,
Don't even worry. No, don't worry, man. Don't worry.
You know, I got bars for days.
That bar did not slap. Man said he went inside, but he's not gone yard. Oi, that's funny, man.
I'll leave the rapping to the real rappers then.
Hey, that is funny. Hey, yesterday I was laughing so much, man, watching Civil War. Just purely because of what Cap was on, that whole movie. Like, he was on pish, bro.
He
Like,
was not on press. Listen, yo, we need to discuss this, because I watched Civil War recently as well. I said, bro, he killed his dad.
He killed his dad, and then
killed his mum.
And he even killed, what's his name? He had involvement in Black Panther's dad's death.
Yeah.
And man still like, fuck my bro, fuck what bro done. That's magic.
Free Bucky, that's my guy. Feel.
Bucky needs to be locked up. Like,
for real.
Throw away the key.
No wonder Black Panther was trying to put him in a spliff.
Oh, he was on smoke, you know.
For whenever someone's like, yo, why wasn't he going hard in his own movie? He killed his dad.
Yeah, it's a different type of energy.
I
was rewatching it back the other day yesterday, and I was just laughing to myself, like, you can't justify this.
There's nothing justifiable.
No.
Speaking about death, who died? Whose death was more impactful? Iron Man or Wolverine?
Iron Man, man. That was tough to watch. Wolverine's death was good, but it felt relaxing. And not that death is relaxing, but it felt like I was at peace for the character. For someone, so much pent up aggression. He's always angry. It was like, yeah. But Iron Man's was tough, man. That was tough to watch, man. That's definitely the most impactful, and the way it was done, and it's a line from his first movie, and it's the way he went out with the click was powerful. There's nothing about that wasn't, that didn't, it resonated with me so much, man. And then the way when Doctor Strange looked at him and gave him the one, where it's like, because I might have been like,
he gave him the one
I'm not dying for this.
We're just like, wait.
Keeping it real with you, I'm not dying.
Yeah.
But he went on to sacrifice his life. I mean, we all thought it was going to be Cap, because I think that would have been in line with the character's journey.
Yeah.
But I think it's so interesting when you look at the first Avengers film, and Cap said to him, "You're not the guy to, if it's on the line, and you need to cut the wire." And then Tony was like, "I'm not. I think I'll be the guy that will just cut the wire." That's such a character change, because he's the guy. He didn't cut the wire. He sacrificed himself. He jumped on the, and I think that's a testament to him and Cap's relationship, because he learned so much from Cap, and I think Cap learned so much from him.
Yeah, character growth, man. The only rebuttal for the Wolverine one was it was a perfect send off, but obviously it wasn't like continuously like tied in very well. Like it wasn't the other Wolverine movies weren't that great. Whereas that movie Logan was so good in itself, such a perfect send off that the impact was still felt. But if you compare it to the Iron Man one, where it's been, you know, cultivated over 23 movies, it's a bit different to try and compare the two. But that
23, say that again, 23.
23 movies, bro.
Yo, Marvel's had their foot on our necks for years, man. Only film I'm not watching cinema was Thor 2, and you already know that's trash.
I watched it again recently and I fell asleep.
I'm not surprised. That is a bad film in every
Halfway
sense of the
through
word.
it, and I literally fell asleep.
Also, I just want to get your guys. What's a celebrity death that's really impacted you? I mean, I'll say my mum was Pop Smoke, man. Even I'm still reeling from that. Like, I'm still not really come to grips with that because that's just so painful. Man was 20 years old. He hadn't even been in the game for a year, and the music he was dropping was straight fire. Like, Pop Smoke was ready to be out of here.
Yeah,
and it always pains me in a sense. Not that I want anything to happen to 6ix9ine, but like 6ix9ine's still here, and Pop Smoke isn't. You know that you see things like that, and it just don't add up.
I hear you. Mine's quite surprising because I didn't actually like his music that much. I did like his music, but right towards the end of his tenure. So it was Mac Miller.
Oh.
So when he died, like I think it's more so because of his age and because he had just put out an album and I was just listening to it. So yeah, at that point, like I just couldn't believe it, man. That really like rocked me the wrong way. Like there's been quite a few. Don't get me wrong. A lot of celebrity deaths that's definitely impacted me. Yeah, there's so many, but I don't know for that one in particular. And Nipsey as well. Those two deaths in particular just rubbed me the wrong way, man. Because it just didn't feel like it was the right time for it.
No,
that makes sense. So yeah, definitely those two, man.
Man, what are you saying?
Nip, Pop Smoke, Nipsey Hussle. Kobe was a bit different because I wasn't necessarily I wasn't a massive fan, mainly because of just how like the media just gave out information and painted him just to be the bad guy. If you watch the Last Dance, you can definitely tell that Kobe looked at Michael Jordan the same way that Michael Jordan played the same way in basketball. So he was the one who was like the bully. Listen, I ain't gonna pass you if you're just rubbish. X, Y, and Z. They mimicked each other. Well, Kobe mimicked Michael Jordan, of course, but the thing is, social media and the media wasn't portraying Michael Jordan in the same way that they portrayed Kobe.
Yeah.
So because of the media influence, I wasn't a massive fan, but I did listen to like a few of Kobe Bryant's moves. Because he retired, it was like he had certain moves that he was going towards, his mindset. I listened to a few of those and yeah, it hit me. It was like, wow, he just died. But Pop Smoke and Nipsey Hussle, because I listened to Nipsey. I started to find out who Nipsey Hussle was during that after his last album release up until his death. And the last video I watched on him just before he had died was with him and what's her name? Lauren London.
Yeah.
When they were doing the questionnaire thing. And it was so cute, but then the next couple of days he's dead.
Yeah.
And it's like, rah, it's just different. But Pop Smoke, Pop Smoke is another one, man. Because you're listening to him and you're literally following him from the very beginning. And I remember seeing Stephen Victor post up a video of Welcome to the Party. And I'm like, what? This is an American artist doing drill. And the song banged. And maybe a couple weeks later, that song started to bang in the UK like mad. And everyone just knew Pop Smoke and everyone just accepted Pop Smoke. And for such a young guy, I mean, it's different.
When that young man said, I'm never lacking with a pistol making me sending to heaven. Wait. Change the world, man.
Change the world. And even when that video came out, I was like, nah, he's on another level. If he could just do it with that song and then even if his other songs as well, So I'm very much
Christopher
excited to listen
Walken,
to his
B.
album next week.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Or
I
this
hope
week.
that's good. Me and Collins, I think we have the same stance on, I think the words posthumous albums. That they don't tend to be great, but I'm hoping for this one.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what's another one that really hit me? Triple X. I mean, I know he's a controversial character, but my God, that boy made phenomenal
Very,
music.
very talented kid.
That second album, which Sad is on, one of the best albums I've ever listened to, man. Sad, Moonlight. The boy he was a rapper as well, because he had, he was ready to go bar for bar with anyone. That's a shame. And that one hurt more because he was trying to change his life. Like he'd recognize, the way I'm behaving and acting, it ain't the one. I need to change. And he was ready to make those necessary changes, and they took him out. Is that what Jay-Z said? You man you killed X, but let Zimmerman live. The streets is done.
Streets is done, man.
For
Streets
real.
is done.
So what's the next? I think it's the final topic as well.
It says social media. You've come off, haven't you, Demi? What was the decision behind that?
No, it was actually literally got to a point where it was starting to make me like genuinely depressed, in the sense that, because it was just every day, it's just constant. It's like, I can't take this anymore, I think I just had to make the conscious decision to be like, Twitter more so. I don't think Facebook and Instagram were that bad, but Twitter was just getting unbearable. Like,
yeah. There's definitely a breed of toxicity, or whatever the word is, on Twitter that you don't get anywhere else. Because on Instagram, you're just seeing pictures more time. And Facebook, you'll see ignorance, but you kind of just laugh at the ignorance on there.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas Twitter is potent, opinions. So I definitely
comments
agree.
Anymore.
Yeah.
Someone will say like, "Yo, BLM," and you just see bare bots just be like, all like just saying the shit you don't want to see.
You know what you're gonna see in it on there. Yeah. I fully understand why you did it, to be honest.
Yeah, and also the way social media is like it's made. It's like, for example, Instagram, you choose what you want to see.
Yeah.
Twitter, you have friends. You choose what you want to see, but you also have friends who show
things like that.
they're seeing as well.
Yeah.
So it's like, so that one, yes, is more. It has more interaction itself, whereas Facebook, everybody's quiet. I mean, it's for older generation, but everyone's quiet until they have something to say.
Yeah.
When they have something to say, it's loud and it's there, and like some people will just share it. It's the same format as Twitter, whereas Twitter's only like 140 characters and display pic. That's it. Whereas Facebook is just everything in itself. Whereas Instagram is just pictures. So in terms of Instagram, I can see what I want to see, and I will never have a problem with that, unless if I look at stories. Stories is a completely different situation, because it's almost similar to Twitter, where you're sharing what you want people to see. Do you get me? So, I don't really go on Twitter that much because I'm mainly on Instagram. But also Instagram is different as well, because you're seeing a lot of people. Like there's the conspiracy theorists, right? And in the conspiracy theorists, there's a bunch of people who are very much about Black empowerment and improvement, and then you have the aliens and X, Y, and Z, and then you have like the people who are woke, but they don't necessarily believe in the Black Lives Matter situation and the movement in itself. They do believe in the fact that Black people, they need to fight out certain powers. They need to go out to certain powers from certain companies who are oppressing them, but not just to the general public. And it's like, okay, I get to see a whole entire spectrum of things only on what I want to see. So
yeah, it's more in your control. But what you said is so true. Like, Twitter is your friends, and there's certain shit you don't necessarily want to see, but someone retweets it, that's on your timeline now.
Yeah.
That's on your timeline. Exactly.
For good and for bad.
When do you reckon you'll come back, Demi, if at all?
Yeah, that's what I'm even thinking. Like, it's been so nice. Like, you just feel a lot better.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think at some point you have to, because we have something to promote. But I think a lot of people feel that way. If I didn't have something to promote, I wouldn't necessarily be on this.
I hear that.
You know what I mean? But it is what it is. We'll see.
Just prioritize your mental health. That's what you need to do, bro. Because when I did it,
man.
I felt a lot better. So if you feel like, you actually will get to a point where you're going to be annoyed again, then it's not worth it, really, is it, bro?
It's not. Yeah.
Just don't do that.
At the end of the day, it's just the only thing that, like, is like, are you missing out on something? I think that's the only thing that I have but then, you guys being in several group chats, you'll find out anyway. Exactly.
That's how it goes.
And even social media itself, I mean, sometimes you don't have to post anything. Like, there's information you could just keep to yourself. Like, fair enough, if I got a new pair of crepes, I'll make a video, put a promo out and say, yeah, cool, I've got a new pair of crepes. Fair enough, I'm doing that for YouTube. But other than that, if I don't need to put it out, I don't need to put it out.
100%.
Well, I think people have now put social media as like, back in the day, it used to, I'm going to go to his house for a cup of tea. We're going to go down to the pub. We're going to talk about things. Do you get what I'm saying? So the human interaction has been lost, especially with this COVID situation. Human interaction has been lost. So now social media is the outlet where people are just going to say this, and that.
I think that's actually quite
blah,
interesting.
blah, blah, blah.
When things open up a bit more, it will definitely be more tolerable as well. Because I think people have too much time on their hands and just indoors chatting wife.
Yeah, 100%. People are just bored.
Too much.
That's a fact. So what's the next topic? Was that the final one?
I think there's one more left.
Are you man copying the Air Jordan Dior's?
You're telling me it cost 1,000? There's no way.
It cost 1,800 to be correct.
1,800.
1,800 for the new Rusty.
Facts, bro. 1,800 for the new Rusty, bro. That's crazy.
1,800, and in the low tops, 1,600.
Blimey.
Bro,
that's retail price.
Retail, bro.
Not even resale.
Nah, resale is a completely different topic. But
I'm not involved.
That's a
mazine. You gonna buy him?
Jesus Christ.
You just had a massive W. There's no way.
I've signed up. I've signed up.
Come on, bro. Come on. I've signed up.
I've signed up. That's it, fam. I
hope you don't get him, man.
In Jesus Christ's name, I do win. Then, bruv, listen.
You gonna cop him?
If he sells them on, do you know how much money he's gonna get?
Hey, I'm gonna do YouTube video, bro, and I'm gonna do the thing, fam. That's it, fam.
I heard that. Yo, that's more than my rent.
Shoes cost more than your rent. That's definitely one of those rapper bros there, bro.
Oh, bro.
I'm sick.
1,800. What can
you do with 1,800 though?
Bro, that's 2 holidays.
Calm. Maybe even more.
I'm shocked and I'm disgusted as well. 1,800. They're beautiful though, they are, but I can't make that okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't make that in my mind seem like that's something I need. So if I buy those, I'm doing everything in them. I'm going to the gym in them.
Man, go sleep in them.
Creases.
Man shower in them.
Oh, did you hear about Glastonbury, fam?
What about it?
If Glastonbury doesn't, if they don't come back by 2021, they're bankrupt.
I'm not surprised. Yeah,
but that doesn't make sense. You should be fine. Like, I don't get that. Actually, explain.
I don't understand how these companies are just.
I think a lot of companies
on a year basis. Are they not making profit? Like
some do live.
That doesn't make sense. Yeah.
And a lot of time, if you're not insurance patterned up in that way,
Glastonbury saves so much money as well, because if you get to do Glastonbury, they don't pay you. I think it's more the fact that it's a blessing to headline Glastonbury, or they pay you a lot less.
They pay the big acts, but I think the problem is
1.5.
They will have. They still will have. You're dumb, bro. Oh my god. The problem is they still would have lost money, because when you think about it, they would have had a lot of stuff in place for this summer, and they would have lost money by booking all of it in advance. And unless you're what company who got pandemic insurance. Unless you're smart enough to get that, you're gonna make a loss. So if you compound that with the money that they might lose next year, then it doesn't surprise me that these companies will use money like that. Because the most secure companies are still going through a financial crisis right now. So
if
I'm not too
Eman get on an
surprised.
album like this, it won't sound like this. So Stormzy went into this song with 2 other people. Do you know how crazy that is?
Bruh.
Yo,
Nazi.
Stormzy be working, man. And that I don't know song. Dutch your belly?
Dutch. He's
Come
killing
and
it.
pick your friend up. Some man just listen. Always have to replay that.
He's in his bag.
For real. Is that the last topic?
I think so. I haven't got the list up.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
you
if we are
can-
talking about companies, Nike declared a loss of 790 million.
Hey, your cinemas are done out here, you know.
Cinemas, Nike, bruv, they're all done. Fam.
Lakeside done out.
That can't happen, man. That's the. What am I gonna say to people when I meet them for the first time? I'm from Chapter 100. Oh, where's
remember that massive
you know
shopping
Lakeside?
centre that was there, fam? Yeah, it's gone, fam. It's gone.
End of an era.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't think Lakeside. Someone will buy Lakeside. It's too much of a.
Someone will buy
It's a
Lakeside for the
W.
cheap. Do you know that's actually happened in the United States? Some massive. You know how shopping malls in the United States, right? They're massive.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Some of them were sold for $100.
Meals.
Not 100,000, $100.
Yo, that's a W.
So you see something like Lakeside,
What, are you saying we should buy Lakeside?
Yo,
I feel some.
Shut up, centre. Shout out to
18Hunna, fam. 1800.
1800. Well, we could buy Lakeside or buy the new Air Jordans.
Buy Lakeside, bro. Buy Lakeside.
Wow.
1800 for the new Lakeside.
1800 for the new Lakeside. That's hilarious. That's the name of the episode for sure. It has to be that. That's jokes. Unreal. End of an era, lads.
No, someone save Lakeside, man. Someone save my Lakeside.
Sure.
Nah, it has to be saved. Someone will buy it. Like,
Well, hey, we'll have nothing left, you know. It's not even a joking matter.
There's nothing here, fam. There's nothing here. There's a couple gorges and that's it.
Oi,
Man
it's
said the
peak.
gorge. Don't even talk to me about that. For me to get nap bites, I'm out here.
No, don't worry.
That's joke.
I'm not with it. The gorge and what? 2 Tesco's either side.
Nah,
even this. Actually, I'm not gonna bait out my place, but yeah.
Other side of Chafford. You already know what time it is. You know how we come.
Fam, don't be saying nothing. Don't be saying nothing. It's too late already.
What side is which? We don't know.
We don't know. We don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
But nah, boys, it's been real. This has been a funny one, man.
Yeah, I've enjoyed the steel.
1800 for the new Lakeside. Going in, but he's not going yard.
Oh,
No,
God.
don't do that
Alright,
again.
time to end it.
Don't do that.
No, you
Don't
can't
do
end it
fam.
like that. You can't end it like that.
No,
But nah, it's been real. It's much love. I was about to say, tell the people where you can find you, but I forgot we don't have a guest this week, so one that.
Eman G45. You already know.
Yes, sir. Coast and
Do you know what I really want to do? I really want to have a conversation on The Last Dance. Like, maybe not this week, but maybe the next solo episode, just really dissect it. I don't know.
Yeah, why not?
Because I don't know. I think about rewatching it, but that's inspired me, man. Like,
It's a
for
crazy
real,
doc, man.
that intensity, that rawness, like, yo, win at all costs.
I love it.
Michael Jordan
more than
sacrificed being a nice guy for winning. Like, you have to actually deep that. Punch Steve Kerr in the face.
I don't think he was a nice guy in the first place, though.
Why are you lying?
I mean, it's true. It's just funny.
But then
though.
again, he came into the league with 2 chains on, fam. That's swag.
True.
He came into the league with 2
how you
chains,
punch
like,
Steve
yo, with waves,
What?
the line in the head, fam. He came in like, yo, listen, I'm
Who are
the
we
guy,
talking about?
fam. Michael Jordan. And then
Talking about
obviously
AI
to
for a
come in the
second.
thing and then obviously punch my man in the face. Nah, that's mad.
That's probably
It
the
has
reason
to be
why
done.
he did. That's the reason why he lost that series with the
3-1.
Golden State.
3-1
Yeah,
up.
must be.
That's a different kind of L. How you man 3-1 up and blow that lead?
boy, Lord
The man
knows.
took him to a game 7
Legend.
for real.
Legendary
But
shit.
it's been love.
That's
More
it,
power
really.
to us. Yeah, that's it.
Until next time.
Until next
Bye,
time.
guys.